Welcome to the 97th Putnam County Agricultural Industrial Fair. I'm Avery Hutchins with my partner in crime.
Hey, I'm glad to be here with you again, Avery. Last year we had a lot of fun with this. This year we just finished listening to the Tennessee Country Backroads Band. They did a fantastic job. We're fixing to start the rodeo, the second night of the rodeo. So we've got some scores and stats to bring you from what's going on. But last night they had a great performance, and it's beautiful here.
It is beautiful.
If you can come out and join us, fine. Come by and say hi. But if you're at home watching us, stay with us because we got a great night of entertainment for you.
Right. We're here till 10 o'clock tonight. We're going to have lots of a lineup tonight with the rodeo. We have bareback, steer wrestling, tie down, and the popular bull riding.
Absolutely.
I know we have a lot of people.
And we do. And we're going to have some backstage interviews. We've got Glenda Terry back there with Shannon
Shannon and Glenda Terry.
And they're going to be doing interviews for us. We've got the crew in the truck, cameras all around the place. We're going to show you lots of great rodeo action here tonight. We've got some top contestants from all over the Southeast. This is the Lone Star Rodeo. That's our company that puts on this rodeo. It's their 75th or 74th year. They're going to kick off the 75th year next year right here in Cookeville out at Hyder Burks. But tonight they're here. These cowboys and cowgirls are trying to get to the finals, and they've got through the month of September to do it. So this is a very crucial rodeo for them to make the finals. That's where the real money is.
Well, I think it's a great night for them to do it.
Oh,
I think they've got it in their corner.
We've got a lot of mud in the pen.
Yep.
It's a little sloppy. That'll affect the horses now they stand up. Now, last night we had a rodeo performance as well, and those cowboys and cowgirls competed to try to win the whole thing. But what they were doing, the scores and times that they competed with last night go into tonight. We've got those for you, so we can tell you who's in the lead. But the horses are the same. The rough stock, the calves, and the steers are the same.
Okay.
The barrier length is the same. The weather is kind of a factor.
A little bit different.
So,
it's a little muddy out here.
Right, and
it could slow down their time because of the mud.
It does,
okay.
Especially in barrel racing, a little bit in the calf roping. But what you're going to see is, it's called luck of the draw in rodeo. And you never know what the weather's going to be. They entered this rodeo last week.
Okay.
So you don't know what the weather's going to be. The people that were here last night, they've gone on to another rodeo tonight. These guys were probably somewhere last night. They'll be somewhere tomorrow night.
Okay.
On a rodeo
That's a
weekend.
hefty schedule.
Oh, on a rodeo weekend, you hit Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Thursday night shows are great. And Sunday afternoon matinees are great too.
Okay. Well, I know we've got some great sponsors that have helped make this broadcast possible.
Absolutely.
We want to recognize them.
Well, we've got Swallows Insurance, Southern Landscaping and Supply, Highlands Elite Realty is our realty sponsor this year. Farm Bureau of Putnam County, they're always right here with us. And then Bailey Tire Company. More than a tire company, a complete shop to take care of any of your automotive or truck repair needs.
Some great local businesses right here in the Upper Cumberland.
They are.
So we appreciate their support of this live broadcast. We are here tonight, like I mentioned, 7 to 10. And we're going to be back next week for 2 more shows, Thursday and Friday. We've got the horse show and the truck pull. It's going to be.
That's the thing about the Putnam County Fair. There's something here for everybody. And the rodeo committee is part of the fair committee. The fair board in Putnam County is an award-winning fair board. These guys work so hard all year long, and it's not just they show up this week. They work all year to get this done. But this is an absolutely award-winning fair. In 2021, we were the #1 fair in our category in the state of Tennessee. In 2022,
that's right. And in 2022, they were the Premier Champion of Champions Fair in 2022.
The Premier Champion of Champions Fair in 2022.
That's that's incredible, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah.
And
it takes a lot of work to be a winner in the champion space. So congratulations to John Allen and his amazing fair board and everything that he does to make this fair.
And there's things going on all day, every day during fair time.
That's right.
So the midway is going. We'll be showing you the bright lights from down there. In our rodeo arena right now, what we're doing is starting by paying tribute to God and country, which we always do at a rodeo. And Mark Northall from Knoxville, Tennessee is our arena announcer tonight, again this year. And we're going to be bringing in the Stars and Stripes. So let's cut to the arena and see what's going on.
Okay, sounds good.
Here tonight. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, we talk to you for just a moment. Lone Star Rodeo. Crofton, Kentucky is where they call home. 74 years strong of bringing pro rodeo all across this great land. And they know the reason why you and I can come out on a Friday night and enjoy this sport of rodeo that we love so much. And that's because of a very special group of men and women. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I talk to you about the United States Armed Forces, U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, National Guard, Coast Guard, and now even Space Force. We believe this has not happened anywhere near enough in our world today, but tonight in Putnam County it will. So if we have any active duty military with us here tonight, if we have any veterans out there in the audience, please stand right now and please be recognized. And please let it be known that your sacrifice did not go unappreciated. Look around Putnam County. These are the true American heroes. And tonight we say thank you.
Thank you. Army troops in tan and green, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Thank you for doing what you do.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we say thank you to those brave men and women. They've been called upon time and time again. They've gone each and every time. They won them each and every time. They did it to defend the freedoms that you and I enjoy each and every day of our lives. Simple freedoms maybe to you and I, like the ability to come to the Putnam County Fairgrounds on a Friday night. Maybe it's the ability to live in the community of your choice. Send the children to the school district of your choice. Maybe it's the ability and the right to worship on a Sunday or any other day of the week for that matter. You see, ladies and gentlemen, those freedoms, they did not come free. They came on the backs, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the lives of the American soldier. They did it to defend the prettiest piece of cloth ever sewn together. Putnam County, she is 50 stars. She is 13 stripes. She's red, white, and blue. We consider her to be the grandest cowgirl of all. We call her Old Glory.
We don't have no plastic LA friends. Ain't on the edge of no popular trend. Ain't never seen the inside of that magazine GQ. We don't care if you're a lawyer or a Texas old man, or some waitress busting ass in some liquor stand. If you got soul, we hang out with people just like you. My hair's turning white, my neck's always been red, my collar's still blue. We've always been here, just trying to sing the truth to you. Guess you could say we've always been red, white, and blue. Daddy worked hard, so have I. We paid our taxes and gave our lives to serve this great country. So what are they complaining about? Yeah, we love our families, we love our kids. You know it's love that makes us all so rich. That's where we're at. If they don't like it, they can just get the hell out.
You know, Putnam County, there's a lot going on in the world today. There's a lot in the news. There's a lot in social media. But we can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, we are still the United States of America. We are still the greatest country on planet Earth. We are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What about you, Cookville, Tennessee? Are you proud to be an American? Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we have one very special tradition in pro rodeo. This is one of the only professional sporting events in our nation. You'll see this happen before each and every performance. As we think about our friends up there in Washington, D.C. that make decisions for you and I each and every day of our lives, for the longest time, they told us we can no longer do this in our public schools anymore. They told us we should not do this in our public sporting events anymore. But Putnam County, we're here to tell you one thing about the American cowboy and cowgirl. Our dollar bill still says, "In God we trust." So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, no matter what your faith is here tonight, take just a moment, bow your heads, and join us in the cowboy prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we pause at this time, mindful of the many blessings you bestowed upon us. We ask that you'll be with us this rodeo, and we ask that you'll guide us in the arena of life. We, as cowboys and cowgirls, don't ask for special favors, like to draw around a shoot fighting bull, a steer that won't lay, or to never break a barrier. We don't even ask for all daylight runs. We do ask, Lord, that you'll help us live our lives here on earth as cowboys and cowgirls in such a manner that when we make that last inevitable ride to the country up there, where the grass grows lush green, stir up high, and the waters run cool, clear, and deep, you'll take us by the hand and you'll say, "Welcome to heaven, cowboys and cowgirls. Your entry fees are paid." In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not done so already, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove cover for the singing of the greatest song ever written about the greatest land ever born, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh, that's right, Tennessee. We're going to keep your eyes on that beautiful red, white, and blue. We welcome them to the arena floor. They've come from near and far to compete for each and every one of you here on Friday night. Cookville, Tennessee, we believe the world needs more cowboys.
Not see them as much on the silver screen, but they're still around. Those hard of steel, shoot you straight and never back down. Yeah, Willie, I sure do hate to disagree, but I think a few more mamas ought to let their babies grow up to be one. 'Cause the world needs more cowboys, a few more.
Hi, folks, and welcome back. What you're watching in the arena right now is what we call our Cowboys and Cowgirls Grand Entry. These are the mounted cowboys and cowgirls that they riding their horses, and they want to kind of show off. It gives them a chance to get the horse in the arena, get used to the ground a little bit. But it's a tradition that goes back to the parade days and the early days of rodeo. So we always have a grand entry, and with rare exception, the cowboys and cowgirls are required to ride in it. The only exception I can think of is down at Montgomery, Alabama, because they have a big trail ride that comes into the rodeo there at Montgomery, and the trail riders ride in the arena. And it's safer for our professional cowboys and cowgirls to not be in that arena.
Yep.
But
Totally.
and we started it off the traditional way, like we always do, by paying tribute to God and country. And as Mark was saying, we're one of the few professional events that, hey, we're going to have a prayer. I can guarantee you. And we're going to have the national anthem, even if I have to sing it, which is scary, folks. It doesn't happen often.
I would like to see that.
Well, it's come close a time
Okay.
or two.
Okay.
But
Well, they did an excellent job. I thought the horse, the lady, the presentation was beautiful.
and that was I'm sorry, let me look at my notes. That was Rachel Folks Boyd. The Folks family owns the Lone Star Rodeo, and they're the ones that started it. Preston Folks Sr. started this rodeo company. He's a Tennessee Tech grad.
Oh, wow.
And
And for
started
the
this.
people at home, that would be they're bringing the bulls and the horses and the
They
steers.
they bring the whole show.
Whole show.
Right.
And
So
then the contestants come, enter,
right.
and try to win.
So the way rodeo works is the contestant is a kind of a mix between they're the entertainment and they're the competing athlete. So what they have to do, they pay an entry fee. I believe the entry fees here were $90 per event. There are $300 added per event. So they're going to take part of the jackpot plus the $300, and that's what they're riding for tonight in each event. So they're paying to compete, but they're also paying to be the entertainment,
Right.
and that's part of it. So that's how a rodeo works. The stock contractor provides, in this case, the chutes, the arena, the rough stock. They bring the calves. They supply the judges, who we've got Mark Lincolnhouse and Chris England. The judges, they're both Kentucky guys. And then our pickup men, McKinley Belvin and Logan Moore. Logan is from up in Rickman. He's been a bull rider and was a very good bull rider. When he was a little younger, he's become flipped over now to where he's one of our pickup men, but he's also a team roper. He placed in the team roping last night.
Okay. So the judges, what are they looking for while they're out here looking at the different competitions?
These guys have to know each event specifically. They've got to know exactly what they're looking at, and they've got to know the rules in depth. We're fixing to go to the to a bareback ride. So what they're looking for here is the spurs to be out over the point of the shoulder, and the spurs roll. They're not going to hurt the horse, but you have to have your legs extended is what that's for. And they're watching the free hand to be in the air. They've got a stopwatch in their hand, and when they see him come off right there, they stop their watch. And they'll be able to look down and see how long he was on that horse. Cowboys,
he's getting up a little
hurt.
slow.
He wrenched a knee
Oh, boy.
on the way out. So, but a cowboy is trying to get up. Of course, they always want to get up because with a horse, it's not too bad, but a bull might run over him.
Yep.
This cowboy was A.W. Lewis, and I don't know where A.W. is from, but he was trying to beat Tate. And Tate, I apologize, Papskazi. Papskachi. He won the bareback riding for this rodeo with a 73-point ride. He had a 73 last night. So Tate, rather, we'll leave it at Tate. He won that rodeo. He's from Cumberland Furnace, Tennessee. So now we're going to come on down to this end of the arena. That was our first, what we call a rough stock event. Now we're going to come down to this end of the arena and start with our timed events. And we've got one cowboy in the steer wrestling. Last night we had several. Ty Lloyd of Olin, North Carolina is in the lead right now with a time of 6.5 in the steer wrestling.
So do they take last night and tonight's and they combined them, and that's
Right.
who the winners are? So you could win and not even be here tonight.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
They mail you the check. They're used to that.
Oh.
But that's what the cowboys and cowgirls are used to doing. And at a longer rodeo, I mean, you may compete and go to 5 or 6 different rodeos and come back next week and have your second go and go to 5 or 6 other rodeos. They're used to that. That's, they don't hang around to see who's going to win. If they happen to be here tonight, they'll pick up their check.
Gotcha.
It's diesel in the tank when that happens.
Absolutely. Now, how far do they travel for these rodeos? Is it all over the southeast, or do they?
Well, it's at a rodeo like this, they're looking at being a Lone Star member or a IPRA, International Professional Rodeo Association member. So they work inside a circuit. Southeast is the second largest professional circuit Lone Star Circuit. Texas is the largest. Southeast is number 2. So they may work in the circuit. Great Lakes Circuit begins at Kentucky, so you're in a different circuit when you cross the state line. But they'll compete in the circuit, or if they're trying to go a little bit bigger, they'll go to rodeos out west. If you're riding bucking stock, our bulls in the Southeast are absolutely the toughest bulls in the world. Now, if you're riding rough stock, our contestants look like gnats on the back of those horses when you get out to Cheyenne and those areas.
Wow.
So lots of things to consider. But yeah, these guys go everywhere, and they're from everywhere. We'll talk about that as they come up.
All right.
Lots of local contestants too.
Well, that's exciting. I think we're going to go to Backstage right now and see what Shannon and Glenda have to say.
I think they've got something cooked up for us back there.
They always do.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Backstage at the 97th Annual Putnam County Fair. I'm Shannon Terry, and I'm here with my mom,
Glenda Terry.
And we are so excited to be backstage. We're going to be bringing you all kinds of interviews with people wandering around the fair. And tonight we've got the Lone Star Rodeo going on. That's what you hear up around us. And there's a big crowd here for that, so you should try to make it out for that. And what else, Mom?
Oh, we've got all kinds of things going around. We have the farm.
That's right. Back to the Barnyard is here
Back
this
to
year
the
again.
Barnyard.
That's right.
That's a big favorite for everybody,
And the
especially
food.
the kids.
The food.
The food
The food
awesome.
is the best thing for everybody.
Yes.
So there's a ton to do here at the 97th Annual Putnam County Fair. So make your way out and bring your family, your friends, and come on out for a great night. It's cooling off. It's not as hot as it has been, so that's a really good thing. And I'm enjoying the weather.
I love it.
Me too. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Not at all, no. So come on out to the fair this year and do all the things you can do. There's something different going on every night. And we want you to come out and experience all the great things here at the Putnam County Fair.
See you here.
Yeah. No, that's not the end. So come on out and enjoy the rodeo tonight. And there's some live music playing this week. And come and see us. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bailey Tire Company can align anything. Bailey Tire Company can service the needs of any heavy-duty and commercial vehicle. Bailey Tire Company can align your heavy-duty equipment with pinpoint accuracy. Bailey Tire Company, 6150 Roberts Matthews Highway in Sparta.
The Putnam County Farm Bureau proudly supports the Putnam County Agricultural and Industrial County Fair and the education and sustainability of agriculture in the Upper Cumberland region.
The team at Highlands Elite Real Estate are proud supporters of WCTE PBS and the Putnam County Fair. And if you're in the market to buy or sell, Kathy Dunn, Kim Chisholm, Libby Capps, and Wanda Maynard are here to help. Online at HereTN.com.
You know, again, Randy, thanks to our amazing sponsors. We just saw a couple of those clips. We couldn't do a live broadcast like this without their support. So thanks to all of those guys. There's lots still going on in the arena. There's this game that they do.
Well,
Tell us about
this is
that.
Greek Alec. And Greek is he's the rodeo funny man. They call him a clown. When we get to the bull riding, he'll be the guy in the barrel, which he's a very key player out there. But this is Greek. This is Greek's act. He's going to launch chicken to the moon. So when the space travelers from SpaceX get to the moon, he's going to have moon fried chicken because he knows they're going to be hungry after the trip. So this is his effort to begin a franchise. And he's already conscripted Mark into being a partner in this business. And he's fixing to launch his first. Every rodeo he goes to, he launches chickens up into the atmosphere, so they'll be at the moon when he's ready.
Well, I think it's getting ready to go up, maybe.
One, black dog.
And that worked so much better than last night.
I guess it's a toss of the coin if it actually happens.
Well, and, these guys do their act, their routine in any kind of weather every single night. and put on the acts and seeing the things that don't happen go wrong to us as contestants because we're seeing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
But they're fun.
Yeah. And they serve a purpose and a tradition for the rodeo.
Oh, it's part of the entertainment.
Yep.
I mean, this came from Wild West shows. I mean, think of P.T. Barnum and all the great Wild West shows that we used to have back in the day. Buffalo Bill Cody. And,
well, like you said, they're the entertainment and
right.
they're competing.
And he would, those old shows, they would bring in Native Americans to ride, and they would have cowboys and trick ropers, and Annie Oakley would come in and shoot, and they would show off the West to people in the East. That's what the purpose was. And way back there, and the cowboys were, like we said, they were entering and they were the entertainment, but there was no added money, and the jackpots weren't like they were supposed to be for their entry fees. So they actually went on strike in Madison Square Garden in New York City. And they were called at that time the CTA, the Cowboy Turtle Association, because they were so slow to get organized and so slow to do anything. But
the turtles.
But the CTA, the Turtles, became the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. They're headquartered now out in Pueblo, Colorado. Or Colorado Springs, rather, and the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame is in Colorado Springs. If you ever get out that way, you need to go see it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful area, and lots of champions, lots of things to learn about rodeo there as well. Meet some champions because they usually hang out, especially if they're coming through town during the summer with the rodeos. So now we're going to, we were supposed to be steer wrestling.
Oops. It's like they missed.
That didn't look like a steer wrestle. I think that was our first tie-dye
Do you get
roper.
a redo? That's what I want to know. No redos, right?
Well, there can be.
Okay.
But they would go after the show tonight.
Oh.
Let's say the barrier, which is the little rope up in front of the cowboy, that gives the livestock in these events, and what we call timed events, a head start. So it's a little rope up in front, and you can see it in our shot there. If the cowboy starts too soon, he's going to get a speeding ticket. He's going to get a 10-second penalty put on his time if he starts too fast. So he's got to let the calf, in this case, get a head start, and then when he comes out, and the calf actually has a rope around his neck that'll pull the barrier loose and turn the cowboy loose. So
the horse. It releases from the horse.
It releases from the front of the box. See where the little orange flag is right there in our shot?
Yep.
Okay, that's the. Oh, now watch it. He pushed it out of the way.
Yep, I saw it.
And he's fishing now. He's got his calf roped.
Yep.
So now he's got to get him on the ground. There you go.
That's one full of energy.
He's going to string the front leg, gather up the back two. Whoops, that didn't work. Gather up the back two, get a wrap on one, get a wrap on the other, and he's just happy that runs over. Back in the old ranch days, out in the Old West, you didn't have fences. So to doctor the cattle, a cowboy might rope him and tie him down, doctor him, brand him. He might, if it's a bigger steer, he might get a partner, and we'll see that in the team roping in a minute. And if you lose your rope, you just have to dog him. So you just jump off on him and throw him down.
Oh, gosh.
And it's called steer wrestling, but it used to be called bulldogging because they would actually hold the steer down after they threw him. They would bite the steer's lip. I can see the look on your face.
You're scaring me.
and actually lean back and hold the steer down in their teeth and get their arms out, and that's when time stopped.
Wow.
There's actually a picture in Longhorn down here of Bill Pickett, who was one of the first champions in that event. But that's how these are the events. They came from the working ranches. They came from the challenges of cowboys saying, hey, I bet I can rope that calf quicker than you, or I bet we can ride that bull, or I can break more horses than
I don't
you
want to
can.
be the one that said, I'm going to ride that bull.
Oh, yeah.
Or watch this.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, watch this.
So in our calf roping event, what they're trying to do is rope the calf and then lay him down on the ground, tie 3 legs. They can cross and tie any 3. He's got to stay tied for 6 seconds. Our winner last night, Andrew Burks of Kill, Mississippi. That's all the way down at the Gulf Coast. You were asking where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
But Andrew had a time of 9.4. Tyler Brooks was right behind him with a 9.5. So it's a pretty tight event. So our cowboys are going to be pushing a little bit harder to get here. First, this cowboy's got him roped, gathers him up. Yeah, the mud's kind of a hindrance here, like we talked about the difference in last night and tonight. That is Clark Adcock. Clark Adcock's from Smithville, Tennessee. He's a good friend of mine. His dad and I used to travel together rodeoing. Joe Adcock's a great friend of ours. The whole family competes. You're going to see his sister Shara a little bit earlier, or a little bit later rather. He is a local real estate agent in the Upper Cumberland area, and he and his sister have a business, and it's actually a butcher shop over there in Smithville. So if you need custom cut meats, go see these guys, and they can take care of it.
All right. Well,
and I couldn't hear his time, but he had a nice run.
Yep.
Jarrett Lassiter's coming in Portland, Tennessee, up at the state line, and he's gonna try to beat that 9.4. It's going all the way down to the state of Mississippi. Kill, Mississippi is right down on the Gulf Coast. So Andrew Burks came up here. He had a Thursday night rodeo. He's somewhere else tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday afternoon. Then he'll drive back.
Go home.
Yeah.
And then probably work a full week.
Oh yeah.
At his day job.
Yeah.
And then his again.
And get ready.
Yeah.
And during the week, during the day job, he'll be practicing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Jarrett Lassiter. He's making sure that his calf is standing right.
Yep.
The little
so
string in his
nod
mouth.
at him and tell him I'm ready?
That little nod.
Okay.
That's a little nod.
There was a little nod.
The gate man wants to see a little larger one. So now he's got to get to him and get him on the ground. These calves are conditioned. They're actually trained for this.
Okay.
And you rope them very gently with something that comes away from them so it doesn't choke them.
Right.
And they're allowed to condition their neck and throat and everything so they're not hurt.
Okay.
If you hurt the calf, you're not going to win anything.
Okay.
So now the cowboy is going to ride his horse up, give slack in the rope.
Yep.
The calf has to stay tied 6 seconds. If he doesn't, it's a no time.
Okay. And then they come out and untie him, and off he goes.
And I think he didn't stay tied in 6 seconds. So
oh goodness.
The calf is loose. They're
going to get him all.
They're going to.
And these calves do this a couple times a weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They work for.
There they go. He's off for dinner, I think.
He's good.
He's going to look for some hay.
His working cookful is done.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, just a reminder to our viewers at home, we are here. We're here till 10 o'clock tonight. It's a beautiful night.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The rain looks like it's cleared out. The midway is open, and we're going to be here at the rodeo till 10.
If you want to, come on out and join us. We've got a great crowd, but we've still got some seats. Midway's open. You can smell all the good fair food because all of these little I call them hard stands, but the permanent stands out here are mostly local businesses that just move their restaurant out here. So you've got great food out here for a choice.
Have you had anything really unique yet?
I have not.
Not yet.
Now, last night we kind of did our pre-show work, and I headed for the house, and I knew Miss Debbie'd have something to eat, so I headed to the house. But you can smell the different smells coming up. And
here he is, Zane White.
Zane White, Scotts Hill, Tennessee.
Yeah. Now, where is Scotts Hill? Do you know?
Oh, Scotts Hill is out toward Lexington. Just if you're headed toward Jackson, you get off at the Huntington exit, and Highway 22 goes south, and Scotts Hill is just east of that.
Okay. Well,
I travel way too much.
That seemed to go really well for him.
He had a nice smooth
clean,
run.
Smooth run.
He had a 10.3 run, so I don't have all the times, but he could be just in the money because the 9.5 is set in second, so he's going to be pretty close. And the cowboys and cowgirls, they all are helping each other. They're competing to see how quick he could tie that calf. They don't trip each other. They don't tackle each other. They don't, they're out here. They all work together.
Yep. Well, and don't they compete in other areas too?
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they don't just do calf roping. They might.
Most of them compete in multiple events. So we may see some of the same guys.
And it's a family affair too.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you see the little ones.
Oh, I'm going to talk to you about some family stuff here in a little bit because we've got some young ladies that just got back from the National High School Finals. and they're coming up in our breakaway roping here in a minute. So
Okay.
we'll talk about them. But the family, and you can't. I mean, we were fortunate enough that Deb and I rodeoed at the professional level for over 20 years with her barrel racing and calf roping, and we were able to raise our daughter doing that.
Yeah. This guy came down
Sugar
from
Valley, Georgia.
Yeah.
He better
Whoop.
go right there. Reach for him. Now get the front leg straight.
They are spunky tonight. I don't.
Well, Calf's going to strain on him. His horse is overworking.
Yeah.
He's going to tie him.
Uh,
Get back on his horse.
he's
Took him
not
out of
happy.
it.
I don't think he looks happy about
He is,
that.
he is not happy. He just, and one of the terms we use in rodeo, he just donated. We appreciate his contribution to the prize money. But I mean, what other sport at the professional level? I mean, do you see the Titans all showing up on Sunday and saying, "Here, let me write you a check from entry fee." We're all going to put up $1,000 to play this football game.
Yep. No, I don't think so. All right.
There's an ambulance here. There's not a trainer. These guys learn how to tape their knees and ankles and wrists and shoulders. People, they learn how to doctor and take care of themselves. At the bigger rodeos, Justin has a sports medicine team that can go around and help with that. But and if they get hurt here, they still got to show up for work Monday morning. And they lose their entry fee. If they get hurt and can't compete next week, they can doctor release, but then they can't enter for a certain amount of time.
Right. All right. Our last contestant, Dylan Thompson, it looks like.
He's from up at the state line, too. In Portland, he takes in no time. So it looks like our cowboy from last night, Andrew Burks, down in Kill, Mississippi, is going to take the prize money at 9.4.
All right.
So now we're going to ease into the cowgirls into this, and this is one of the fastest growing events in rodeo and in the equestrian world altogether, and it's girls breakaway roping. So the girls are going to
But they don't jump off the horse.
No, the rope is going to break loose from the saddle horn. They've got a little piece of twine that they're going to tie their rope, and they've got a bandana tied to it. Help the judge see it when it comes off. But they're just going to rope and toss their slack. That's the extra rope in your hand. They're going to throw it off, and the calf's going to break it. The growth of this sport has just been phenomenal. 3 years ago, we didn't have breakaway roping and this rodeo. That's how quick it's come.
Okay.
We've got 12 contestants tonight.
And it looks like we do. We have someone from McMinnville, or Livingston.
We've got
Smithville. Lots of locals there.
Crofton, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you've got a good bunch. And actually in the lead, Chelsea Abernathy last night had a 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
And then right behind her, Kayla Matthews and Grace Tobaz was 2.7. So this is tight.
Yeah.
This is tight.
Yeah.
And this event will run pretty quick. Taylor, we were talking about our high school kids. Taylor is a member of the TriStar Junior Rodeo Association. They compete in Lebanon once a month, and that's a Little Britches Association. So
how old do you have to be for that? High school?
Well, my grandson is he's fixing to turn 7. He won his first belt buckle this year. So
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, he was competing down there at 4 or 5. He was competing in the association. But Taylor and her sister tonight too, and her sister's Montana. They're both from McMinnville, the TriStar members. They're really good ropers. And you get to see them. Neely Clendenin also, and Neely is from Paris, Tennessee. And Neely and her sister are going to rope. Paige Ayers, Clendenin, competed with my daughter in high school rodeo. So this is second generation or third generation competitors right here.
Wow. Do you see an increase in the numbers?
We do.
Yeah. Okay.
We do. We see it's picking up as far as contestants go. The different events changed, but like the breakaway roping that exploded, that added a whole other dimension. And it started. It was always a girls' rodeo event. Now they're $100,000 championships and $1 million championships in breakaway roping.
Wow.
So this is Taylor Ogle, our McMinnville cowgirl, and watch her throw this thing right here.
Ooh.
Just she was a little bit too much on top of that calf. Notice these calves are just a little bit bigger. These were the calf roping calves last spring. So
how old is that calf? Probably, did you say a year old?
Yeah.
About a year old?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can't
Look
see.
at that. I mean, that horse is beautiful.
Oh, listen, these.
That is
You know, if the greatest thing that you could have, if you could wish to come back as something, is to come back as a cowgirl's horse or dog.
All right.
So this is Neely Clendenin.
All right.
And Neely's from Paris, Tennessee, out in West Tennessee. Home of the fish fry, the giant fish fry in Paris.
Paris.
That's a springtime rodeo. Actually, it was the first professional rodeo I ever entered. It's Paris. Watch her. See, she's swinging. She reaches. Nope, not quite there.
Okay.
But they know, I mean, they've got a 2.5 second run to beat. And they're not here to be 5th place or 6th place. These girls and the boys, you know, they'll play nice and they'll tell you, oh yeah, we just enjoy the competition and we're here. No, they believe 2nd place is first loser.
Oh.
And they've got that mindset. So
little competitive there.
Oh, extremely competitive bunch. But then they can put that aside and work with each other, compete with each other. Makes it a great mix, really does.
Well, I mean, you can just really see it before the show started. They were out kind of warming up their horses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they see each other along the
Every
path.
weekend.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will travel together. They were over at the timer stand before the rodeo started. They were checking to see who did what last night on their start. Whoa, that cowgirl took a cut at it. She's from down in Lexington, Tennessee. Again, that same area of West Tennessee. And she took a quick cut at it, just couldn't make it. So we're going to come back to McMinnville now with Montana Ogle.
Okay.
So it's, I mean, and they will practice, you know, they will rope a dummy or a bale of hay maybe 100 times a day just to keep their shoulder in shape. Then they'll ride their horse for a couple of hours a day.
Keep them in
The
shape.
horse laid up. They've got to clean his stall. They've got to feed him. They've got to clean his feet, make sure he's shot, make sure he's got all of his shots, make sure the vet does everything he's supposed to.
Yeah.
So it's
you got to have some passion for it. It sounds like very passionate. Yes. And
yeah, you don't have trainers that haul your horses around for you and saddle them up and lead them out. You just get on and come out here and do this.
No, I don't think so.
So we're back to McMinnville right now with Montana Ogle. Now, you know you got to be a cowgirl if they name you Montana, right?
That's right.
Oh, come on.
Gosh, so far our winners from last night are still in the lead.
Yeah, right now it's calves 5, cowgirls 0.
Well, we are broadcasting from the Putnam County Fair in case you're just now joining us. We are shooting the rodeo tonight. We'll be here till 10. I'm Avery Hutchins.
I'm Randy Adams.
Partner in crime here, the expert of rodeo. And Randy, I mean, we've done this a couple of years and you're so knowledgeable and really.
Well, I'm old.
Yep.
So that helps.
Yeah.
But I've been blessed to be around this sport and be around some really good people in this sport. Ari Josie was just such a mentor of mine and introduced us to the sport. Martha Josie. Ari was the only person to win the calf rope, train a calf horse, 3 different calf horses to 3 different world championships. And his wife, Martha Josie, is the only lady to win the world championships in the American Quarter Horse Association and the Women's Pro Rodeo Association in barrels. So, and we're very good friends of theirs. Ari passed away last year, unfortunately, but and then I'm the voice of the Josie Ranch. So, and Deb and I are both instructors down there, and our daughter and son-in-law have been instructors at the ranch.
Wow.
So I think we're the only family to have been full husband-wife family instructors at the ranch down there. And they started the schools in 1967.
Wow. And that's in White County?
That's in Marshall, Texas.
Oh, excuse me. Wow. Marshall, Texas.
Marshall, Texas.
Wow. So do you go to spend like the summer couple of weeks.
Used to. Now
Yeah.
we go down and we do the World Champion Junior Barrel Race. We do the Josie Ranch Reunion Barrel Race. And we're fixing to do the Josie Gold Cup, which today became part of a Triple Crown of barrel racing for seniors. That's exciting.
That's
the first race.
What
is
is
going
a
to be
senior? I'm just asking for a
50
friend.
and up.
50?
50 and up.
Okay.
50,
I might qualify.
50 and older. We can get you in. Well, see, we can get you in the school.
Yeah.
Teach you to barrel race.
Okay.
We can find you the horse, and then you can enter. And it's a 4D barrel race, so it's like flights in a golf tournament. This is a straight barrel race here, but it's like flights in a golf tournament. Katie Laster, Portland, Tennessee. Again, man, the Cowgirls, but that 2.5 is in front of them. So they're so focused on that 2.5.
They're putting some pressure on themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And
the cows kind of do a little jump. It's like they're ready for it.
That's the dirt.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's the experience of the calf. They figured out how this thing works.
A little
too.
jump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. They know what gets them away from it. So,
yeah.
we're
So we got a
going now
couple more to go here. it
Marion,
looks like.
Kentucky.
Yeah, Marion,
We've got
Kentucky.
Kentucky, and then Tennessee will finish this up with the next group. But this is Danielle Hart, Bluegrass Cowgirl. She's riding, trying to make the finals in 2 associations. But this one run here works for both. So that's the dual sanction part.
So I know that you kind of have your eyes on the prize, that finals. Well, let's watch her real quick. So Danielle Hart here.
She's got a rope up over her shoulder. She nods and watch her swing quick. Right there,
Ooh, that
Danielle.
looks good. That looks
there
good.
There you go.
Woo! Okay.
That's how that works.
That was pretty. I mean, you could see it when she came out. You could see it.
Yeah.
She had the stride.
3.6 seconds.
Okay.
2 7s. So in the rodeo world, this would split second and third. The 2.7 would. So she could be setting 4th, maybe 5th.
Okay.
I imagine this will pay 4 places. So she's just out of the money. But in rodeo, she did the very best she could on the stock she drew.
Yeah. Well, so far tonight, she's the only one that's roped one.
Right. So for tonight's rodeo, she's in the lead. Roni Clendenin, now we're going back. We saw Neely earlier, part of that rodeo family, second generation. They've been out in the high school finals, which I believe this year was in Gillette, Wyoming. No, yeah, it's in Gillette, Wyoming. Beautiful country up there. We had the privilege to go 2 years to Gillette and 2 years to Pueblo when Terry was in high school. But
Wow.
It's the top 4 in each event in the state qualify to go represent the state of Tennessee at the Nationals. So, oh, wow. Did she get out? Now we're going to talk about that barrier.
Oh, she got out in front of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she knew what she had to do, but she broke out. That's what we call it. 10-second penalty on top of her time. She's not going to get anything but what the folks in the stands are giving her right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we got Natalie Stout coming up, it looks like.
Have you heard that name before?
I have heard that name. She's a local gal.
Yes, she is. Natalie has become doing quite a good job at breakaway roping and at barrel racing.
Yep.
So we'll see Natalie, and then talking about the Adcock family earlier from Smithville, we're going to see Shara compete. She's up next, and then Caitlin Thompson from down in Columbia will finish up this set. They all know what they've got to do, and they're all capable of doing it.
Yep. There's still time. Here we go.
Natalie Stout backs in.
Yeah.
See that Farm Bureau sign behind her? That's one of our sponsors tonight. Thank you for bringing the fair coverage for WCTE to everybody out there. We appreciate it.
Appreciate Philip Baker and his team. Okay.
Making sure her calf is standing exactly right.
Natalie, she's going to. I have a good feeling. Livingston girl.
Go rope. There you go.
Yeah.
And if she got out, that is going to be quick.
We got a leg in that catch. The rules state we've got to make what we call a bell collar catch on that calf. That means that rope has got to go around that calf's neck to make a legal run. Tough luck for Roni here tonight. You know how to make her feel better. Make a little noise for
And for some reason, they said the catch wasn't legal.
Oh.
I'd have to see instant replay. But they gave Natalie a no time on that. And I wasn't paying that much attention. I was watching her shoulder up and angle of her rope and all the things that a roping instructor looks at. But it was up a little bit. So
that's why they have judges down there.
That's why they've got our two judges. Yeah.
Yep. They
two
got to make
Kentucky
sure
boys. Right. So let's go to Smithville now. Shara Adcock. They've got Shara Kate. I've known this young lady all of her life, and I didn't know her middle name was Kate.
Well,
I've always called her Rap Ann because when her dad and I were traveling, and when you're tying a calf, you can take a wrap and a hooey, is what a quick tie would be called. So he said, I'm going to name her Rap Ann. And I've always called her Rap Ann. I'm going to think her mother appreciates it, and no, she doesn't.
Oh, goodness. Just never mind, right?
Yeah. Well, she knew she didn't have a chance at anything under a 3. So.
Okay. All right. There's Shara Kate.
That's Natalie. That's not Shara.
Oh.
What do you say? You make a little noise.
You think they gave her a second?
I think we're off one right here.
Nope.
Well,
I don't know how we could do that.
That was Caitlin Thompson. So I guess we got off one. But anyway, that's our Cowgirls Breakaway roping. We're a little handicapped here, having to deal with our headset and the announcer behind us, and we don't get to hear anything. We'll do the best we can, but we hope you enjoy the coverage and get to see our Cowboys and Cowgirls here at the Putnam County Fair.
That's right. The 97th Putnam County Fair will be here tonight till 10. Then we'll be back next week for the horse show and the truck pull Thursday and Friday. We hope you'll tune in and join us for that.
I think we're going back to the Terrys and somebody in our backstage.
That's right. They got a.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Backstage at the 97th Annual Putnam County Fair. I'm Shannon Terry, and I'm here with a couple of the crew from Highlands Elite Real Estate. They are sponsors of the fair this year, and I'm here with Kathy Dunn, here on the right, and Kim Chisholm on her right. Kathy, please tell us why you choose to sponsor the Putnam County Fair.
Oh, well, it goes back to when we first opened our company almost 3 years ago. One of our big things and goals was to sponsor community events. The fair has always been near and dear to my heart. Coming from a farm family, my daddy grew up on a farm out eastern Putnam County in Dry Valley, and so fair always has had my heart.
Wonderful. I know we all have such a good time here. Memories, those of us that grew up here and know the fair. And my mom, Glenda, is here with Kim.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. And I'm going to be interviewing Kim Chisholm. And Kim, Kathy mentioned that you all started your business because you wanted to be a part of the community, wanted to work and do some things for the community. What other things do you sponsor?
Several different things in several of our counties. We actually have offices in, of course, Cookville. We have them in Crossville, and we have an office in McMinnville. And we do stuff in each of those counties also. But we are going to be sponsoring in the fall. There's going to be like a chuck wagon competition.
That sounds neat.
Lazy G Farms. So we're going to be doing that there.
Oh, that sounds awesome. So there's going to be a competition, like probably food. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, championship. And if there's food involved, we're there.
Me too. We like food too. So that sounds awesome. Thank you so much. What else? And where will we find you? How can we get in touch with you, with your office?
Our website is, of course, here, HERE.com. And you can find us there. Has all of our agencies listed on there at any of the offices. Has our listings. And our phone number is 931-400-8820.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everyone needs to write that down because these people love to help the community, and I really love that. So
thank you all so much for tuning in. Backstage, we'll be back in a little while with a few more people and a little more info. Stay tuned.
For almost 100 years, the Putnam County Fair has been bringing neighbors together and celebrating the rich agricultural heritage of the Upper Cumberland, and we're looking forward to the exciting years to come.
Southern Landscape Supply offers a large variety of outdoor power equipment, including zero-turn mowers, bad boy tractors, specialty turf equipment, turf and landscape supplies, parts, and services. Since 2004, Southern Landscape Supply has been providing the Upper Cumberland with their outdoor power equipment needs.
Since their beginning in 1956, Swallows Insurance Agency has been providing protection for thousands of individuals and families throughout our region. Swallows Insurance cares about the safety and well-being of you, your family, and our community. Swallows Insurance Agency, with 3 locations in Cookeville, Livingston, and Smithville. Online at swallowsinsurance.com.
For more than 30 years, Ken Burns has been telling America's stories. Now, for the first time, you can stream the Ken Burns collection with PBS Passport. From intimate portraits of exceptional Americans to the epic sweep of a nation at war. From our pastime to our music, our darkest hours to our national treasures. More than 24 films, the Ken Burns collection.
This August with Passport.
Our stories deserve to be heard.
The South is made for writers.
The Hollywood sign symbolizes the dream.
Action! It has actually been one of the privileges of my life.
Stream these titles and more this month with Passport. Support your local station and stream more with Passport on the PBS app.
New day, new dawn.
Come on, let's get cracking.
I'm glad you could make the party.
Thank you for the promise of adventure. Thrill of the open mind.
You ever heard of a crime of passion?
Oh, like it.
Collapses, sins and all.
My name is DCI Jessica James. I am aware of the boots that I'm filling.
I'd say it's game on.
Game on indeed.
Welcome to the dark world of crime. Time to face your demons, even if they tear you limb from limb. I got a date with the devil.
We've got the body and the witness.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. Think you'll keep it together?
That's brilliant. Oh, no.
We've got the makings of a perfect night.
WCTE's coverage of the Putnam County Fair is brought to you by Swallows Insurance, Bailey Tire Company, Putnam County Farm Bureau, Southern Landscape Supply, Highlands Elite Real Estate, and by the Putnam County Fair.
Well, thank you for that quick break. I hope you're still with us and enjoying this live broadcast from the Putnam County Fair. I'm Avery Hutchins.
I'm Randy Adams. It's a beautiful night. Thank you for joining us on WCTE, your PBS in the Upper Cumberland and one of the top PBS stations in the nation. And folks, these people do a wonderful job of bringing you broadcasting that you can turn on and leave on and not have to worry about who walks in your house and what somebody's going to hear or say or see or do. It's programming with news and current events with the McNeil News Hour. You've got some fantastic custom programming that goes on with specials that you do. And
we've got lots of local shows that I hope people have enjoyed.
Yeah. And so there's so many things that WCTE brings to our community. Yeah. Avery runs the place, and she's out here working. She runs the camera. She runs the mics, whatever needs doing. Craig and all of his crew are out there in the trailer. But PBS is kind of a dying thing in lots of parts of the country because people aren't paying attention to PBS. You're thriving.
I think it's the way people are watching. You know, they're more digital, more on demand, but we're still there and we're in that space.
Well, and so, like I said, you're one of the top in the country.
Well,
thank you for that.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you for
this
that.
This is team roping. We talked about handling the bigger livestock when you're out on the open range. So you had a partner. Okay. So this is the only team event in rodeo.
So the goal of this is to one gets the head, one gets the
head.
Legs.
He has to turn the steer before the back guy can get the heels. I believe that was Clark and Patrick.
Okay. Right. You know, we do our best out here, don't we?
We're trying to listen to these guys and read our sheets, and our guys in the trade were doing a great job of keeping the names up best they can tell. But so what's going to happen here is the header is going to, and there's a pad around the steer's horn so it doesn't hurt him. They're going to rope the steer's horn. These guys aren't tied on to their saddles like the ropers were, calf ropers were. So they have to wrap around the saddle horn or dally. That's why you see lots of team ropers that are missing a thumb or a finger, because you've got a 600-pound steer at the end of a rope and it hits the end of it. That's not good.
Oh, ouch.
The steer has to turn for the heeler to come in to legally to be able to rope him. It's called cross-firing if you don't. But the way he's going to set the horse and turn the steer a little bit, and he's going to pick up the outside horn of the steer a little bit right here. And he missed him. He would, when he ropes the steer, he's going to pick up that outside horn a little bit, and that's going to cause the steer's feet to go out in the back and allow the heeler to come in and rope underneath him and get up. If they break out, 10-second penalty. If they get one leg, it's a 5-second penalty.
Okay.
So you could break out and get 1 foot and be 15 flat.
That's a lot happening.
In penalties.
That's a lot.
Penalties. In the lead right now, Will Clark and Derek Crawford, two Middle Tennessee Cowboys. I've known Derek for a very, very long time. His dad used to work for Charlie Daniels down there when we'd go down the rope with him. They're in the lead with a 5 flat. And then right behind them, Logan Moore, our pickup man from Rickman. He's partnering up with Tyler Kyle, and they're 6-0.
And these are the winners from last night.
And
the ones tonight are
the
going to
times
be
to compete against tonight.
trying to get one. And whoever has the best time gets the money.
That's right. So think of it as like a quarterback and a receiver. So your header is a lot like the quarterback. He's going to set up the play. The heeler's your receiver. He's got to ride in and finish up the play.
Now, the cow didn't really jump out.
The cow didn't run on them. They did not pick the cow they got to rope. Right. They actually draw a number out for that cow, and they go down the list and they say team number 5, steer 27.
Okay.
And
now
they
what
drew a
happened
steer that
right
didn't
there?
run.
Because
Well,
they didn't.
He just didn't run.
He just didn't run.
He didn't feel like working tonight.
Oh.
So the steer says, "Nah, I'm taking the night off."
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you paid money to rope him, and the steer just donated their entry fees.
Oh boy.
You call it drawing bad. Luck of the draw. It's just what happens.
Yep.
But yeah, the steer donated their fees on that.
Better luck next time.
Yeah, better luck next time. And that's why they'll go to the next one. Joe Adcock told me one time, he said, if we knew how it was going to finish up, there wouldn't be but 4 of us show up.
That's right. Well, the fair is lots of fun. It's going to be here through Saturday the 12th.
Absolutely.
So lots of things
Midway's
for people
open.
to come. Midway's open. But, the fair, people look forward to the fair all year long.
Well,
there's competitions.
Of all kinds. There's a tremendous youth
participation
group of area of participation. There we go.
Yep.
But there's that tremendous youth group. And the last steer didn't run.
And this one really ran.
This steer did. So. And
maybe he liked that Rocky Talk.
I think
Rocky
he did.
Talk. He liked that Tennessee song.
That was definitely a vol steer.
Now, you mentioned they're about 600 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good size.
That's a lot when you turn him, and then your heeling horse really takes a jerk. So you see that they have very large saddle pads on these horses, very thick. And their specialty foam and felt combinations, the saddles are built and fit that horse in a very certain way so that all that pressure doesn't hit them up here on the withers part where it can do damage. And that the weight kind of hits them in the shoulders where a horse would be used to pulling, and it keeps from damaging the horse. So all of that, you're very picky about how the saddle fits, what saddle you use. These cowboys and cowgirls have got that special saddle, or they may have one or two, but they may have a different saddle for a different horse to make sure it fits right.
And maybe for different competitions. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Here we go.
now time stops when the two horses face each other.
Now, was that a successful?
That was a good run.
That was a good run. Okay. And in this case, they lead him back in there.
Well, the steer knows where he's going.
Yeah.
They're just walking along with him.
Yeah. They're like, we're out of here.
The heeler or the header has to have somebody get his rope off the horns.
Yep.
When the steer walks away, it opens up the heeler.
Okay.
That was Bill Love and Rory Halliburton right there. That was a Sparta team. Bill, of course, his mom's got the salt box. You know Suzanne?
Yes, I do. Yes.
That's his mom. Rory Halliburton, his brother, have got Halliburton Fence Company over in Sparta, and they work. If you need fencing done, those guys will take care of you. Bill is a farrier, so he's totally involved in the equestrian world every day.
Wow. It's a good guy to know.
Jake Wells and Briar Hamilton now. Rainsville, Alabama, and Cleveland, Tennessee is what I'm showing coming up.
Okay.
I know I'm getting hungry, but something really smells good, doesn't it?
I think they started up the hamburgers.
Oh, that
Maybe.
smells better than a hamburger. Not that the hamburgers aren't good, but wow, that smells good.
Yeah.
Smelled like I was at 37 right there.
Ooh. Well, there's always new things happening at the fair, and I'll just mention a couple of those things that's happened this year in 2023. They have a Green Thumb Challenge.
Wow.
For youth and adults. And, if you haven't picked up one of these fair books, this right here is the tell-all, be-all
that's the catalog
of the fair. And but it's just good to know. I mean, there's lots of people coming out and looking at some of the scarecrow competition.
I need to find out about this. They got live judging for your favorite dessert. Lemon, pecan pies, southern fried pies, and that's open to youth and adult.
I want to be a tester.
I want to be a judge.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I want to be a pie judge.
Me too. There's
Bill Thomas, Braxton Taylor.
Portland, Tennessee.
Yep, there you go. Whoops.
That one looks
well,
good.
See, the horses haven't faced yet. So the judge had his flag still up.
Okay.
And that horse, I'd nearly bet he's got a sore withers or something where he's not wanting to face.
Oh, okay.
So there's something causing that horse not to want to face that steer. And he's my bet. If that was my horse, I would be looking. I'd pull that saddle off the first thing about back to the trailer. I'd be looking for dry spots, because in this weather, if you've got a dry spot, that's where you've got too much pressure and there's no circulation, and the rest of the hair around that area will be wet from sweat, what you'd expect. But if you've got a dry spot, you've got unequal pressure on there, and I'd be looking at a spot like that made him that sore.
Okay.
Then from there, I would go back and check his back, because if his feet are a little long, it'll cause him to put more weight on his back end and cause him to be sore back behind the saddle. So, these guys know their horses. They know their animals, and they are the trainer for the animal, and they're going to make sure where they're hot. Slade Collins fixes to go now with Roger Clendenin. Slade's from Livingston. Roger's from down in Paris, Tennessee. You saw his daughters earlier. So like we were talking about it being a family affair, Slade is a super roper. Roger comes in behind the skate, scoops up that back end. Slade's daughter is a high school rodeo contestant as well, and she ropes. She's a great competitor as well, but she broke her elbow before the finals. Still went to the finals and competed.
Ouch.
Had surgery when she got back.
That's a tough girl.
Tough girl.
Yeah, that's really
tough. A friend of mine actually broke his femur before the National Finals Rodeo, which is in Las Vegas in December. He broke his femur calf roping practicing for the finals. He roped all 10 calves at the finals and then had pins put in it after the rodeo. You're not dealing with normal folks here if you haven't figured that out.
They are tough as nails, right?
It's like in the Garth Brooks song, we're all here because he's not all there. Brady Schmidt and Josh Clayton are next two. Cottage Grove, Tennessee, and Buchanan, Tennessee. Turns the steer, reaches in, gets the back, stretches him out. Flag drops and the clock stops. It's just that simple. But, nope, there's that siren, broke the barrier.
Oh.
So 10 seconds back at the starting line.
Back here at the barrier line. And that means 15-9 for your
You have
team
to
of Cowboys.
push the barrier.
You say make a little noise
And we've seen these steers
15.9.
start, some of them fast, some of them slow. So you're trying to watch him and judge it. But this is a dead start barrier. In other words, when that steer makes a good positive move, you can come with him. Some barriers you have to wait to see him out maybe a foot and a half. So you're going to see the nose of the steer at the end of the gate, or you're going to see an ear at the end of the gate, and that's kind of what you're looking for.
Right.
This is a dead start if the steer starts and goes.
Well, like we
That's
saw
not
tonight,
happening.
they had the one that just barely
Yeah,
went,
and then one that really did.
and then one that, yeah.
So, and that's part of the game.
Yep.
That's why, when they get here, they'll look at their livestock, see how they're standing, make sure they look good. If they were to see a calf or a steer that looked like he was maybe hurt or injured, then they'll go to the judge and say, would you look at him and make sure that he's sound?
Of course.
Right.
Of course,
and
yeah.
because they're not going to compete on something that's injured and,
Right.
and further that injury. Then they're going to go and see what they did on it last night. Who had that steer last night and what did they do on him?
Okay.
A little trouble with it. Nope. Lost his dally.
Yep.
And a little bit of tough luck for that team.
That was
You
Paul
know, I
Platt
feel
from
better
Sparta,
for
Tennessee.
it.
Paul
For
is a
now.
member of the Fair Board in White County.
Okay.
So we
And
appreciate
And
him.
his partner there, Scott Knoll, he's from Sparta
Right.
too.
That's right. So Paul and Scott and Paul had him roped, just couldn't quite get it wrapped around the horn enough.
It happens. It happens.
But
So
he-
it looks like we have one more in this competition,
we do.
and then we're going to have a break, and then we're going to get into the barrel racing.
Cowgirls barrel racing. Natalie Stout's going to start us off in that.
I think so.
We're going to have about a 10-minute break when we finish up here. But we've got lots of stuff that we'll be doing for you here at WCTE. And I'm
right.
not sure, they haven't told us yet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll tell us.
But, it's a beautiful night. And even this is an agricultural and industrial fair.
That's right.
A lot of our fairs, people think of a fair as just the midway, just the carnival. There are so many other things. The women's building,
The
which
fair
is,
to the fair. That's what I think of.
they're all. Our lights aren't over here because you'd be blinded by all the glitter we've got next to us.
Oh, there's Joe and
Joe, Casey, and Damon Gardner.
Boys, they're leaving out
Damon's
one
a
for
second-generation
Breakaway,
cowboy.
folks. About you make some
And
noise for them now.
they just had a run going, couldn't quite make it work.
okay. Guess that was our final contestant there for the team roping.
The team rope.
So I don't know where we stand as far as how last night compares to tonight.
Well,
but
I think because we couldn't hear. One of these years we're going to have a monitor here.
Yeah.
That we're going to have a digital scoreboard for next year, so that we can bring you those scores right on our screen. We'll work on that with
We're
our
working.
technology and everything that WCTE can do. We can figure that out. But I'm betting that Will Clark and Derek Crawford were either in the lead or they took second.
Okay.
They may have been bumped. One of those runs was pretty quick early on.
Yep.
But they were definitely in the money.
I think it looked. We're excited. We're excited to be here, and it looks like we are going to maybe take a quick break. So stay with us. We'll be back.
Something's in the air, holding my breath. What you're doing is incredible. I'm so proud of you. One foot off the edge, I take a step. The moment's come, now's the chance.
I believe this is going to be your journey.
We are co-authors with the world around us.
Looking for me?
We've been here, and without us, there is no United States.
It's all about storytelling. That's beautiful.
It's starting now.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for staying tuned in to our coverage of the Putnam County Fair. We are backstage with WCTE, and I am backstage with Matt Swallows, owner of Swallows Insurance Agency right here in Cookeville. And Matt is going to let us know what he thinks about the fair.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
I know there are a lot of things in the Upper Cumberland going on, lots of neat things. Why choose the Putnam County Fair to sponsor?
Well, I think I may have even said it last year. I hope I'm not repeating myself. But the fair to me is it's about as red-blooded American as you can get, right? I mean,
absolutely.
County fairs across the whole country, and they all have their own little flair. And of course, Putnam County Fair is the one fair in the state, right? It won that maybe last couple of years.
Right.
So I mean, I have fun when the fair comes. I'm like a little kid. So I've got my son and 3 other boys here. And it's funny because the parents are always like, "You want to take him to the fair? I'll take him to the fair, man. I have fun."
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
What are some of your favorite things at the fair?
Well, I love watching the kids ride rides. They love to play games, and then fair food. I mean, that's a thing.
Yes.
There should be a restaurant.
I smell it now. And
Yes.
There should be a restaurant called Fair Food.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I mean, I think it'd be great.
That's another endeavor for you, Matt.
I don't need any more endeavors. I've got enough. But it's just a lot of fun. I mean, do you walk around here and see people not happy? I mean,
No.
never.
Never.
For the most part, everybody's really happy. They're having a good time. And I can't stop smiling. And I'm not even ready to ride yet. I did eat fair food, though.
What rides are you going to ride, Matt?
So there's enough kids that we have here. I mean, I do enjoy the Scrambler is one of my favorite. I don't know that I didn't get a wristband or a little stamp just because they're all riding together, and I don't want to cramp their style, right? So, but I would embarrass them. But I love the Zipper and I love the Scrambler. So.
And do you eat before the ride or after, or both?
Okay, so you walk in on the other end, and it's like I can't go by all the rides with the kids without riding a few before we get to the food. So,
Yes, that's true.
You know, we do make them, I guess, rest their bellies for 15 minutes or so before they start going upside down.
I wonder how long the wait should be. You know, like swimming, you're supposed to wait 30
30
minutes.
yeah.
So maybe at the fair you could wait 5 minutes, maybe?
That's hard, and it's hard to get them to wait. I mean, they're sitting down watching the rodeo because I'm up here. So I know they're dying. They're coming up on stage.
They're raring to go, aren't they?
Yeah, they are ready to go.
Did you go to the fair when you were growing up?
Absolutely. The Overton County Fair. I grew up in Overton County.
So did I.
Yeah, okay. And so I've even taken the kids to the Overton County Fair as well. But I just love it. I love it. It's a lot of fun.
It was the high point of the summer.
It was. And I was always jealous because I knew the Putnam County Fair was in town for like 10, 12 days.
Yes.
And the Overton County Fair is just like 7 days. I'm like, come on, that's not fair.
That's right.
It's not fair.
That's not fair.
Is it okay to say fair? It's not fair. It's not fair about the fair.
I mean, we'll let you get away with it, but
That's
we're
fair.
not on the fair board.
That's
so
fair.
It's kind of a dad joke. That was a bad.
That wasn't bad at all.
That was a great
Wasn't
one.
bad at all. Are you going to come out any more this week for anything else? The Monster Truck Show is tomorrow, so I shouldn't say that loudly, maybe in front of your kids.
Yeah, don't say. Well, we can't tomorrow. We got daughter's cheering, and he's playing a flag football game, so we can't tomorrow. But we probably will at some point.
There are so many things going on.
Okay.
Just don't know how the week plays out. So
Everything you can, you'll do.
yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for staying tuned in to the Putnam County Fair. We'll be back a little more with a little more coverage, and we'll see you then. Thank you.
Hidden deep beneath the Cumberland Mountains in Grundy County, Tennessee, lies one of the world's most magical musical adventures. It's the Cavern Sessions. 3 million years in the making, Pure Acoustics offer music from the heart of the American experience. Center stage inside the mountain, welcoming roots, rock, folk, soul, and Americana, the Cavern Sessions.
Bailey Tire Company can align anything. Bailey Tire Company can service the needs of any heavy-duty and commercial vehicle. Bailey Tire Company can align your heavy-duty equipment with pinpoint accuracy. Bailey Tire Company, 6150 Roberts Matthews Highway in Sparta.
The Putnam County Farm Bureau proudly supports the Putnam County Agricultural and Industrial County Fair and the education and sustainability of agriculture in the Upper Cumberland region.
The team at Highlands Elite Real Estate are proud supporters of WCTE PBS and the Putnam County Fair. And if you're in the market to buy or sell, Kathy Dunn, Kim Chisholm, Libby Capps, and Wanda Maynard are here to help. Online at HereTN.com.
For almost 100 years, the Putnam County Fair has been bringing neighbors together and celebrating the rich agricultural heritage of the Upper Cumberland, and we're looking forward to the exciting years to come.
Southern Landscape Supply offers a large variety of outdoor power equipment, including zero-turn mowers, bad boy tractors, specialty turf equipment, turf and landscape supplies, parts, and services. Since 2004, Southern Landscape Supply has been providing the Upper Cumberland with their outdoor power equipment needs.
Since their beginning in 1956, Swallows Insurance Agency has been providing protection for thousands of individuals and families throughout our region. Swallows Insurance cares about the safety and well-being of you, your family, and our community. Swallows Insurance Agency, with 3 locations in Cookeville, Livingston, and Smithville. Online at swallowsinsurance.com.
Hey everybody, welcome backstage. I'm here with a couple of Fair Board members, Brian and Sean, and they are here to talk to us about the amazing 97th Annual Putnam County Fair.
Brian, could you tell us a little bit of what your duties are on the Fair Board?
My duties are pretty much making sure everybody's parked, everybody's in here, everybody's having a good time, which we partner up with a lot of people. Our Cookeville baseball team, our upper mid cheerleaders, our girls softball at Cookeville do a great job. The moms and dads come out here and help us. We're really appreciative. Really a community thing we try to do. We try to reach out to the ball teams, try to help them out any way we can. And they're always so supportive and do a good job stepping up.
That's awesome, using the community.
Yes,
ma'am. Being a part of the community. It's also, it's great that you can use part of the community to help out. So what about next year's?
Next year, we're already planning it. We're already setting up everything, getting everything ready for next year. We're trying to focus on this year, but we've already got most of our contracts in, and we've got all of our people set up in positions. It's going to be a secret where we might or might not be. I think that's the big topic. We're hoping in a couple of years we're at our new location, but we're doing the best we can, and we appreciate everybody laying with us as long as they can on this location right here.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Sean, what about you?
The Fair Board. Why are you on the Fair Board? What do you like about it?
I joined the Fair Board because I really enjoyed coming to the fair. I think it's a great opportunity to serve with the Upper Cumberland and serve the people. I love the atmosphere. I love the rides. I love the food. I just love everything about it.
What's your favorite food?
I'd have to say I really like the barbecue down there.
Oh, the barbecue's good. Is it the Southern Rock Bouncing Barbecue this year? Do you know? Yum. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. That's great.
Brian, what's your favorite?
I don't know. I would have to say, I don't know, that's Ollie's probably. I'm going to give Ollie's the nod on that. They got the best cheeseburger probably on the ground.
Now, I heard that they had barbecue bologna or smoked bologna.
Fried bologna. That's a crowd favorite. I think they run out about every night of that. So that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to Backstage. We'll be back a little bit later with a little more coverage.
If you like what you see tonight.
For more than 30 years, Ken Burns has been telling America's stories. Now, for the first time, you can stream the Ken Burns collection with PBS Passport. From intimate portraits of exceptional Americans to the epic sweep of a nation at war. From our pastime to our music
our darkest hours to our national treasures. More than 24 films, the Ken Burns Collection.
Okay, well, we are here at the 97th, Randy,
97th.
Putnam County Agriculture Industrial Fair.
You know, we've talked the past couple of years about if this would be the last year. We know that the fairground property, I think, has been sold. I think we've got
spreading rumors.
Rumors. We've got another property out west of town, off Tennessee Avenue, Tennessee Boulevard, and I've seen the plans for the new fairground. It's absolutely fabulous. But the one thing I can tell everybody is that the fair board, the leadership in Putnam County that we have, whatever we do, whether we're here next year or whether we're out there next year, it's going to be fabulous. So on the chance that this may be the last year we have it here, come on out. Come on out, bring the kids and enjoy the heritage and the energy of the fair being here. It hasn't been here all 97 years. It's actually moved pretty much all over Cookeville, and I'm not sure how long it's been here, but I know it's been here for 67 years because that's how long I've been around this place.
Wow.
And it's so much history, so much special things. So come on out and enjoy the fair, enjoy what you can do. And there's something here, like you were reading, there's something here for everybody.
No, we were looking at this, and
Quilting.
of course, yes, and all the judging has happened, so you can come and see the prizes and who's won. But you've got to go to the farmyard.
Oh,
the barnyard area
and the petting zoo.
At the petting zoo.
Grandma's barnyard.
Grandma's barnyard.
And they're, it's kind of like the John Denver song with all the animals they put in the bed and the piggy we stole from the shed. The piggy's here. That piggy is down there in the barnyard, and you can go visit it and pet it. Food exhibits, agriculture exhibits, hay, tomatoes, corn, beans. It's all an exhibit over on the other side. The north side is traditionally the industrial side of the fairground, and it's got some great exhibits as well. Go by and visit with the folks at the American Legion. Go over there and see the commander. The American Legion here is doing some amazing things. We appreciate them very much of what they do, but they're forming an auxiliary where even if you didn't serve, if you had a father or grandfather that did, you can be in the American Legion Auxiliary and can help out and help our servicemen that way. So go by and visit that. That's just one of the things that's over there to see.
There's so much to see and do. They have concerts every night.
They do.
So when you get here, like when we got here tonight, there was a band playing.
And there's another arena with a concert going on behind us.
And the chicken, I love the fancy chicken.
Oh, they've got furry-feeded chickens.
I know.
Is that the best way to put that? Furry-feeded chickens. Yes. I know that there's a technical way to all of our chicken farmers out there. I apologize, but they do have furry-legged chickens, folks. And any type of livestock, but that's part of the history of the area. If you're new to Putnam County, we've got lots of folks that have moved in.
Yep.
Come out and spend a few hours out here, and you'll get a sense of community. And if you're new to this community, I'm a native, and I'm so blessed to be that. You're a native of the region. This is, I call it Can Do Cookeville. And what this community accomplishes day in and day out between the city and the county. And I work all over the state of Tennessee now. I've worked all over the Southeast and all over the nation at one time. And I've had the opportunity to see
other places,
how communities work together.
Yep.
And how chambers work in the community, and how EMS and the fire department and the police department, the sheriff's department work together. Folks, there's no place else like Putnam County. There just isn't.
I have to add, I think the whole Upper Cumberland.
It is.
Really. I mean,
it is.
The collaboration amongst the chambers across the county lines, it's just incredible.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably preaching to the choir.
Well,
these
I
people
hope
are
so.
tuning in,
but,
so they know.
But you've got friends and neighbors that have moved here, and you need to tell them. And if you've got some neighbors that are new, there's nothing you can do better for them than bring them to the Putnam County Fair and let them see how wonderful it is out here.
Absolutely.
And a good cross section of the community. Sample some of the different local restaurants. And then, if you eat too much, get some tickets to the Midway. They've got some
buy
rides
too
down
much,
there
just
that'll
bring
help
it
you
on
lose
up
it.
to us.
Yeah.
They buy too much,
Oh,
they should be
yeah,
bringing
you
it
can
up
bring
to
it right
us.
here.
Yeah.
We would love to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just as a reminder, we are here tonight till 10, but we're going to be back next week, Thursday and Friday, the 10th and 11th.
The County Horse Show.
The County Horse Show and the Truck and Tractor Pull. The fair is open through the 12th, so people have plenty of time to get out here. I know school is back. Kids are back in school. Lots going on, people. But definitely worth a treat to come out here and spend some quality family time.
And the youth events, and there's actually a youth fair board and they're listed in the book we suggested that you get. But the youth fair board, they're active and they're learning how to be leaders, not only for the fair, but they'll be leaders in their school and leaders in their community as they grow up because of the experience that they get here at the Putnam County Fair.
Speaking of volunteers, we couldn't do it without volunteers. And I know there's a tremendous amount of volunteers here at the fair, and they work all year round.
Absolutely.
They don't just show up tonight and start working. So hats off to those guys. And, we do have some more rodeo coming up.
We've got some barrel racing.
Got some barrel racing.
We're getting the barrels in the arena right now.
Have about 12 contestants.
This is a straight timed event. The object to barrel racing is to get in and out without knocking over a barrel. You have to make one turn one direction and two the other. Doesn't matter if you go left or right first. But you're going to go to the left barrel, the right barrel. You're going to go turn the third barrel and race home. Stop the clock. That's all you got to do. Knock a barrel over and it's 5 seconds.
What's our time we're trying to beat?
The time to beat. They got quick last night. Fold my magic paper over.
Yep.
Aaliyah, I hope I say that right. Aaliyah Manley. She's from Mount Vernon, Indiana, and she stopped the clock at a 14:4:85. The next time to that was Josie Luttrell from Mayfield, Kentucky, or Morganfield, Kentucky, with a 15:1:88. Now that sounds like a lot. I mean, a 14:4 to a 15:1.
Mm-hmm.
Try stopping and starting a stopwatch with your thumb that quick.
Right.
And see, and it you can't do it.
No.
And that's how quick we are. Here we go with our first contestant. Here's Natalie Stout, Livingston, Tennessee cowgirl. She's going to get a wrap around the second barrel. This ground is hard, and this ground is slick, and that's why you see Natalie being a little more cautious than she normally would. It's going to hurt the girls tonight. The ground was hard last night, but it wasn't as wet. This ground is slick, and you're going to see them be a little cautious. I didn't hear Natalie's time, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't a 14:4. But Natalie made a good run, and that's exactly what she's in. Just Chelsea Blackford now, Manchester, Tennessee cowgirl. Now here they have the option if they choose to wear a helmet, they can.
She looks like maybe a younger rider.
She is. She's one of our younger riders.
What was the tape on the back of the horse, or was that just decoration?
That's just decoration.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that was a kinetic tape. I'm betting that was a decoration, based on the way it was on both hips.
Okay.
So we're going to go now to Brooke Clayton, Buchanan, Tennessee.
Buchanan, Tennessee.
And I don't know where Buchanan is.
I'm not
Do
sure.
you?
Nope. I say West Tennessee.
Well, we could follow her home.
Yeah, we can follow her home.
Yeah. I don't know if she's going there, but she'll take us there eventually.
Right.
So all of our cowgirls have gone to the right barrel first.
So a traditional barrel rider would be a quarter horse, but these horses look a little larger than a quarter horse.
They're all quarter horse bred.
Okay.
They'll run quarter horses. They'll run Appaloosas and paint horses as well.
Okay.
So, but what you're looking for is the difference in a quarter horse and a walking horse, or a quarter horse type of subspecies and a walking horse. Is the quarter horse moves on diagonals. They're going to move the right front and the left rear at the same time. So it helps them to stand up making a turn like this. They plant the pivot foot. Now she went to the far side for what I call the far side first, wraps around the second. You can see where she's got her horse warmed up good. He's been sweating a lot because she didn't want to pull anything. A nice time. She's got all 3 barrels up and standing.
And a 16,
But a walking horse
for you,
moves
cowgirl, 16,
the right
and
side
217 for
and
you,
the left
fast
side.
time.
And that's why you get that gliding gait. That's why they're so smooth,
Mhm.
as opposed to a horse that's doing this.
It's a little
left and right.
bumpier.
Right.
Yeah.
But it keeps them from being as stable when they're running around a barrel because everything on this side is going to move and then everything on this side is going to move. Makes it a little more difficult. That's why they use quarter horse type horses. Quarter horses paints Appaloosas,
Okay.
primarily for barrel racing. And
out on the farm?
well, working on the farm and the cattle, you're going to prefer one of those 3 breeds as well.
Okay.
Although people do work with our walking horse breeds, and a lot of people use an Arab working cattle and on the farm because they have much more endurance than the other horses.
17, 180 for you, cowgirl. 17 and
Okay.
180.
Charlie
That looks
Daniels
like a good
roped on an Arab because of the endurance. Because when anything Charlie did, when he did it 100%. And so when he decided it was time to rope, you roped. And we would have to say, hey, Charlie, our horse is tired. And he'd fuss at us.
Right.
But that way we'd give the steers a break and give him a break. Kelsey Williams, now Springfield, Tennessee, really deep on the first barrel. We call the first barrel the money barrel because if you get the timing on it right, it makes the other 2 a lot easier. But these girls are really being respectful of this ground.
Yep.
And this is a multi-purpose arena with all the events we're going to have in it during the week. We've talked about some of those. So we can't come in and plow it up really deep like we'd like to.
Right.
But so it's kind of compromised.
Yep. Well, you definitely need to know your soil and make sure you don't want her to have an injury.
The last time this arena, I think, was worked up real good is Carl Bilbrey and I did it before roping and barrel race here years ago. And it took us a solid week. Megan Jamerson, now Gallatin, Tennessee. Oops. First barrel in October. That's a 5-second penalty. In a divisional barrel race, where we're talking about having the flights like a golf tournament, that would be a no time.
Okay.
But in this, it's just 5 seconds. The effect is the same. She's not going to get anything from that with a barrel down.
With that 5-second penalty for that knockdown barrel. We'll take just a moment.
Okay.
Buffalo, Kentucky.
Megan Meyer.
Judges, Megan Meyer, scratch. So next to Tennessee.
I don't see her.
Some horses get a little nervous coming in.
Shy. Are they being shy?
And she wants to make sure that he's on the correct lead. That means that she's going to go to the right barrel first. She wants him striding off on the right foot.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like a runner getting his feet right in the starting box.
Yep.
So she may have been turning him to make sure he picked up that lead when he came in. And she was a little tight going in and kicked her out on the far side a little bit deeper.
65 for Tiffany
I don't know. I'm not an expert, but that one looked pretty good.
That was a nice run.
That was nice.
That was a nice run.
Yeah. All right. So a little more than halfway through. We've got a couple more here.
Tanya Harrison now, Baxter, Tennessee.
Right
We'll
down the
call
road.
her local.
That's local.
We'll call her local.
They get to sleep in their own bed tonight.
Well, unless they're going somewhere else with a friend. So they could load up tonight and go to another rodeo. So they'd be there in the morning. Saturday morning, you might have slack somewhere.
Okay.
Slack is when you have more contestants than you can get in a show like this. So, they want to keep the show.
Where they
10 or
need
12
extra contestants?
Right.
Okay.
So those extra contestants, they run in what's called slack. And slack can be after, and we're going to have a little bit of slack after tonight. But then some places will run morning slack,
Okay.
which is really nice because you can hit morning slack, you can hit an afternoon matinee show, then you can hit a rodeo that night, and you can hit 3 in that day.
Okay. And it provides some practice, some
So this is a
experience.
Baxter, Tennessee cowgirl.
Tanya Harrison.
Tanya Harrison.
Pretty horse.
And 18,490 for Tanya. 18 and 490.
Okay. Well,
Amber
Pendle.
Fancy Farm, Kentucky. I don't know where that is, but that's a pretty cool name if you're going to be in the horse or cattle business to live in Fancy Farm. I'm going to have to look that up. Google.
Yeah, right.
Google's going to have to tell me where Fancy Farm is. And, you know, she's being very cautious. This gray horse can run. She's just kind of trotting him through. She knows that the ground is bad, but she was entered, so she has to compete. She can't show up and say, oh, I'm not going to run. She's going to compete. She's going to turn it into a training run and get ready for tomorrow night's run without damaging her four-legged partner.
Absolutely.
And she's got two athletes in the arena for this event, the four-legged and the two.
All right. I think we have
Bell
maybe,
Buckle, Tennessee.
If we're on schedule, we got the last contestant here. Marley Hanson. Bell Buckle's not too far.
Just down the road. She's got now her horse is a little smaller, but
goodness,
she tipped the barrel, but that doesn't hurt anything. It's still upright.
So the horse is getting a little feisty, looks like.
Right. He's not lathered up like some of the others. He might needed to have been because he was a little bit too full of himself to really drop his head and help her out like he needed to.
So a lot of the noise kind of gets him antsy.
The noise, the music, the crowd.
Okay.
It's all a little bit different.
Okay.
So I think that's the last of our barrel racing.
Oh,
no.
Goodness.
Well, this might be our Bell Buckle Cowgirl.
Now, this may be a dumb question, but I hear there's never dumb questions.
There's no such thing.
Yep. But you don't see the cowboys doing the barrel racing.
Well, in a rodeo, it is a cowgirls event, but there are lots of great men barrel racers.
And 196.
And in the barrel races that I announce, they are co-ed.
Okay.
They'll have men's and women's. And they may have a women's side pot. So in the barrel race, they have them where they can just enter. And girls compete against girls. They pay an extra $50. And here's an exhibition run. Got a young cowgirl learning how.
Ooh.
One of our junior cowgirl contestants. She got her pony out there.
Look at that little pony. I mean,
There you
I
go.
think he's faster than some of those bigger horses.
Oh, she puts the whip on the hip all the way out.
Oh, and away, Kelly Joe, 18 and 354 to close out.
She has to be happy with that.
18.354 on that run.
Cowgirl.
Pretty good.
And you see the family part.
I love it. So when you go back to school on Monday, what did you do this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I rode at Cookville.
Yeah. That's incredible. So we have one, looks like we're
Well, we're going to get ready for the bull riding.
we're going to get ready for the bull ride.
They're going to get the barrels out, and we're fixing to go back to backstage. We're going to talk to some of our fair royalty.
It's August with Passport.
Our stories deserve to be heard.
The South is made for riders.
The Hollywood sign symbolizes the dream.
Action!
It has actually been one of the privileges of my life.
Stream these titles and more this month with Passport. Support your local station and stream more with Passport on the PBS app.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our backstage coverage of the 97th Annual Putnam County Fair. I'm here with Miss Kayla Mick, the winner of Fairest of the Fair this year. Hey Kayla, how are you?
I'm doing so great. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming up to talk to us tonight. So tell us, how long have you been doing pageants?
Well, I actually started pageants in 2019. My first pageant was the Teen Miss Division of the Putnam County Fair pageant. So this really felt like a full circle moment in a way. It's really awesome to be a part of.
That's really cool. And I understand that you have a platform that you're very passionate about. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So my platform is Leashes Leading Love, which I've been able to use over the past few years to donate to various animal care systems in need, not only across the state of Tennessee, but thanks to my 4 ambassadors across the state of Arkansas as well. And I use that platform to bring awareness to animal shelters in need and auditory processing disorders.
Wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations. Are you really excited about the upcoming year?
Oh, I couldn't be more excited for the opportunity to impact our community, get in, do some community service, and of course have fun here at the Putnam County Fair.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming up to talk to us tonight. And Mom's going to tell us about our sponsors.
Yes, we have several sponsors we'd like to talk about, and that's Swallows Insurance, Farm Bureau, Philip Baker, Highlands Elite Real Estate, and you met Kathy Dunn and Kim Chisholm, and there's also Libby Katz and Wanda Maynard. And we also have as a sponsor Southern Landscape Supply and Bailey Times. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. Thank you.
And we're back to, I think we're back. I don't hear myself. I don't know. Yeah,
Yep.
Here we are. Bull riding. Going on to the
Yay,
pin right
bull
now.
riding. They always say the best for last. don't
Luke
you think?
Stanley. Well, that, people hang out to see somebody get hurt.
Oh.
The most dangerous sport in the world is bull riding. These guys are basically tying themselves on to a rope. They take a death grip around the back. They've got rosin on their glove. They're going to slide up as close to that hand as they can get it. They're not required to spur like we are in the horse events, but they do have to keep the free hand in the air. They're going to try to balance upon that hand. Now, one of the differences in the horses and the bulls is the horses don't hunt you down
afterwards
after it's over with.
Right.
The bulls do.
Yes.
So, and these are shoot runs, so I'm not sure who our cowboys are. I'll try to hear a name for you. He's looking for 8 seconds on the clock.
Ooh.
3 hands touched him, and that's when it's over. Last night we had one qualified ride. That was Luke Stanley from Marietta, Mississippi, and he scored 80 points on some of the great Lone Star bulls. Bucking bulls can be worth millions of dollars. They work 8 seconds a day, about 2 or 3 days a week.
That's not a bad gig.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty good gig. And they're bred to buck. They want to buck. They know. You can watch them. They can tell where you are on their back. That you can. Bodacious was one of the famous bulls, and you could actually see him with his eyes. You could see him tell where the cowboy was, and he would work the cowboy up and get him close up to his withers, and then he would suck back out from under him and slam his head down on him.
Woo.
So they know what they're doing. In the arena, you've got our funny man, one of our rodeo clowns, but he's actually a bullfighter. His job is to keep the cowboy safe. And these guys
distract
are
the bull.
Absolutely phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, no thank you.
They know how their bull's going to buck. They know which direction he's going to go. Now they're opening. This is a bad bull because they're opening a chute so that your chute man can duck in it after this bull comes out.
Oh, my.
They're already preparing.
So he's got a reputation, is what you're saying. This bull's got a reputation.
Yeah. So
this should be a good
see our
ride.
cowboy. He's getting his hand over. He's making sure everything's just right.
Yeah.
The bull is standing up on all 4 feet so that he gets a good clean start. Here we go. Whoops.
Ooh.
He's down. Now see the clown get between him.
Oh. Wow.
And if you ride 25% of your bulls, you will win a championship. 25%.
Wow.
You hit 25% of your free throws, you're going to be on the bench. You've hit 25% of the pitches thrown at you, or catch 25% of the balls. You ain't playing ball.
No.
You cover 25% of your bulls, you're going to win a world championship.
Wow. That's just how hard it is.
And the PBR developed from the rodeos because the bull riders wanted a chance to win more money without having to get on so many bulls. During a pro rodeo season, they'll be looking at getting on 100 bulls during the year. So we're getting late in the season. These guys are pretty beat up.
Yeah.
You know, this in football terms, this is November.
Wow.
You know, they're really sore. All of our athletes are. All of our rodeo athletes.
Now, I'm guessing bull riding is maybe a family tradition. People, I mean, you don't just go out and go, I'm going to be a bull rider.
Well, you do a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because today, just like at our roping schools and barrel racing schools, steer wrestling schools, they've got bull riding schools and horse and bucking horse schools.
Okay.
Charlie Sampson, who was a world champion bull rider, came from the Bronx. He was raised in the Bronx.
Wow.
Decided
Here
he
we
wanted
go.
to ride bulls.
Look at that.
Whoa. About had it.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Don't look back.
There's a big bull behind you.
Yeah. Not the time to style it out, you know?
Now look at him. He's like chilling.
Well,
he's getting some camera time.
Yeah, I mean, he's out there getting some pictures taken. He'll be signing autographs later. He's just out there having a good time.
He's like, y'all like that?
Yeah.
Y'all like
Look
that?
how fat and slick they are. These are the best cared for livestock that you will find anywhere.
Wow.
But yeah, Charlie was raised in the Bronx, learned to ride, and in fact, he got injured when Ronald Reagan had a presidential rodeo in Washington for diplomats and dignitaries from foreign countries, because he wanted to show off the Western heritage in the sport. And Charlie got slapped in the face by a bull, and it wired his jaw back together. He competed the next week, by the way. But that ushered in the era of the bull riders wearing a helmet, or a cross helmet with a mask, because he could ride, but he had to have a mask on to protect the wires in his jaw. So that's why you'll see them wearing now. And back then they didn't wear a vest. We're talking about 82, 83. They didn't wear a protective vest. They do now.
I think that's a good plan.
It was a good plan.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Well,
that was a good shot of a cowboy in the chute getting ready. He's going to pull his rope over his hand again. He'll bring it behind him, and he'll put the tail of the rope across him. If he goes away from his hand when he's getting out, he can be tied in.
you don't want to be tied in.
No.
You want to be able to get off.
Slides up, gets tied on his rope, and he's pushing down with his elbow and using his leg like a fulcrum to pull his hand up. So he's really pushing down hard and pulling up at the same time. And that kind of pins his leg in. If he can spur, it'll help. An 80-point ride is a pretty good ride. So he's looking at a lot. But if he just covers this bull, he's going to win second place. If he can stay there for 8 seconds. A lot of concentration. Gate opens. Here we go. Time starts. Nope.
Oh, gosh. Goodness.
I think he got stepped on a time or two.
Oh, now what is that?
The bull said, "I'm not finished yet."
He is upset. Yeah. I hope that guy's okay. That didn't look too good, did it? The rider. It didn't look too good.
he was
That's
bruised
why
up a
you
little
wear
bit on
those
that.
vests.
Yeah, it's a good thing he had a vest on, or we'd have been carrying him out.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Well, bull riding, I mean, it is exciting. We got a good crowd out here tonight watching.
Great crowd. And that was our last contestant for tonight's rodeo.
Okay.
They'll be changing a few things up and coming back and running some swag, some of the contestants that didn't get to go earlier.
Okay.
But
it's been a really good night tonight.
And our cowboy, the last one, he's up.
He's up.
He's a little muddy.
Yeah.
But again, the vest kept him safe, and he'll be a little sore in the morning. But when you're that young, you bounce pretty good.
He's upright.
Yeah.
He's good. He's ready for
the next
tomorrow night.
That's right.
Wherever that might be.
So he'll be somewhere.
Well, that's fantastic. Well,
so a great rodeo, a great performance. I mean, it was good and tight. It was concise, not a lot of wasted time. I mean, you go to a movie, you want to see something about 2 hours. Some of the movies now getting 3, and you really got to weigh if you want to go to a 3-hour movie or not.
Yep.
But it's a great show, had some great contestants, some local people, some from far away. And all of these cowboys and cowgirls are going somewhere else for the rest of the weekend. And they'll be competing. We wish them the best. And Godspeed the rest of the weekend and the rest of the season. And we look forward to seeing them coming back.
Absolutely.
Some of them were working young horses tonight and getting those young horses seasoned and getting them ready again. My daughter and son-in-law, they're working young horses right now. That's why they weren't here. Terry Breakaway ropes and barrel races. And Chris is a world champion team roper, IPRA team roper. He's been to the IRA finals 7 times, I think. Set the arena record there, won the average one year. So, and it's that culture. So, my grandson's competing. So it's a great sport, great family sport. We're fixing to go to a break, and we'll be coming back.
Okay.
WCTE's coverage of the Putnam County Fair is brought to you by Swallows Insurance, Bailey Tire Company, Putnam County Farm Bureau, Southern Landscape Supply, Highlands Elite Real Estate, and by the Putnam County Fair.
Bailey Tire Company can align anything. Bailey Tire Company can service the needs of any heavy-duty and commercial vehicle. Bailey Tire Company can align your heavy-duty equipment with pinpoint accuracy. Bailey Tire Company, 6150 Roberts Matthews Highway in Sparta.
The Putnam County Farm Bureau proudly supports the Putnam County Agricultural and Industrial County Fair and the education and sustainability of agriculture in the Upper Cumberland region.
The team at Highlands Elite Real Estate are proud supporters of WCTE PBS and the Putnam County Fair. And if you're in the market to buy or sell, Kathy Dunn, Kim Chisholm, Libby Capps, and Wanda Maynard are here to help. Online at HereTN.com.
For almost 100 years, the Putnam County Fair has been bringing neighbors together and celebrating the rich agricultural heritage of the Upper Cumberland, and we're looking forward to the exciting years to come.
Southern Landscape Supply offers a large variety of outdoor power equipment, including zero-turn mowers, bad boy tractors, specialty turf equipment, turf and landscape supplies, parts, and services. Since 2004, Southern Landscape Supply has been providing the Upper Cumberland with their outdoor power equipment needs.
Since their beginning in 1956, Swallows Insurance Agency has been providing protection for thousands of individuals and families throughout our region. Swallows Insurance cares about the safety and well-being of you, your family, and our community. Swallows Insurance Agency, with 3 locations in Cookeville, Livingston, and Smithville. Online at swallowsinsurance.com.
Something's in the air, holding my breath. What you're doing is incredible. I'm so proud of you. 1 foot off the edge, I take a step. The moment's come, now's the chance.
I believe this is going to be your journey.
We are co-authors with the world around us.
Starting now.
Looking for me?
We've been here, and without us, there is no United States.
It's all about storytelling. That's beautiful.
It's starting now.
This August with Passport.
Our stories deserve to be heard.
The South is made for writers.
The Hollywood sign symbolizes the dream.
Action!
It has actually been one of the privileges of my life.
Stream these titles and more this month with Passport. Support your local station and stream more with Passport on the PBS app.
Well, Randy, it's been a pleasure.
Avery, it's been an absolute ball. We've had a great night here at the fair. The weather's great. Had a great rodeo. Thanks to all the crew for WCTE that have put on a fantastic show. We hope you all enjoyed it at home as much as we did bringing it to you.
Absolutely. And just a quick reminder, the fair does stay open through the 12th, so plenty of time to get out of here. WCTE will be back next week, Thursday and Friday, with the horse show and truck pull. You won't want to miss that, 7 to 10 or until it ends.
So support your local fair. Come on out and join it. Support your community. Enjoy your heritage. Thank you for being with us on WCT and support your local PBS station.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
WCTE's coverage of the Putnam County Fair is brought to you by Swallows Insurance, Bailey Tire Company, Putnam County Farm Bureau, Southern Landscape Supply, Highlands Elite Real Estate, and by the Putnam County Fair.